What's up, family? Man, it's a beautiful day. Um, I was meditating this morning and I was asking God, man, what do I need to talk about today? What do you want me to share with the people today? And just start thinking about, man, just my life, just where I'm at right now, just all the things that are going on in my life and just where I came from and where I'm at. You know what I mean? Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And in the next couple weeks, I have a book. That I'll be sending to the publisher, from caterpillar to butterfly. And man, it's an epic story. It's a poem. Um, just talks about my life. You know what I mean? But it's all in poetry format. You know, um, and I'm really proud about it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And so I was sitting there and I was thinking about that. From caterpillar to butterfly, and I've talked about that quite a bit. And as I was sitting there just like meditating, God, what do I talk about? What do you want me to share with the people today? It was that, you know what I mean? And stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And there's been times in my life, family, where, man, I felt so all alone, just so lonely, so disconnected, so cut off from my own family, so cut off from everybody around me. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I couldn't buy a friend. You know what I mean? I was lonely, lonely, And it was like, man, what the heck is going on? I knew who I was, you know what I mean? In the aspect, man, I got all this love, and man, and just I'm a genuine person, and this is who I am, and man, what the heck is going on? How come people just like nobody's, coming around, nobody's calling on me, nobody's checking on me, just what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? And family, it took me the longest time to understand that, man, we all have to go through this process. We all have to go through this process. And that process is, man, you're going to go from caterpillar to butterfly. If you are going to go from caterpillar to butterfly, man, you're going to go through some stages in your life. You know what I mean? As a caterpillar, man, you're eating on whatever. You know what I mean? You're on the ground, you're on the bottom, And it's like, man, you're going to have to go through this change, where you're completely isolated, where you're completely cut off from everybody. You're going to have to leave some things behind you. You're going to have to leave some people behind you. You're going to have to disconnect from society. You're going to have to disconnect from the drama and the chaos of life. You know what I mean? You're going to have to disconnect from your family members. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? In order for you to grow, in order for you to reach that next level, family, there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to have to be pulled back from. There's a lot of things that you're going to have to like, man, I can't. I can't no more. You know what I mean? Man, your religious beliefs, man, you're going to have to cut that mess off. You know what I mean? In order to go to that next level, you're going to have to transcend all of that stuff. You're going to have to just take a step back because all that stuff is great for the level you're on. All of that stuff is great for the level that you're on. But in order to go to that next level, man, you're going to have to go through some more stuff. In order to go to that next level, man, you're going to have to raise your game. In order to go to that next level, you got to go through a process. You can't take all that old crap with you. You can't take that old mentality with you. You can't take that old belief system with you. That stuff was great to get you to where you're at. But to go to the next level, to go higher, to go deeper, man, you got to raise your game. And raising your game is, man, you're going to have to let go of some of the emotional baggage you've been holding on to. You're going to have to let go of some of the belief systems that you've been holding on to. It served its purpose. It served its purpose. It's not that it's bad. It's time to let it go. It's time to move on. It's time to go deeper. It's time to go higher. You can't reach your full potential holding on to all of that crap, family. Think about a caterpillar. It has to let go of all of its everything. It has to die to itself. It has to die to everything that it knows in order to go into that cocoon. In order to go into that cocoon, man, he has to give up everything. He has to give up everything to go into that cocoon. He has to die. He has to let go of all of that crap. Once he let go of all of that, once he deals with the attachment of all that he knows, of his comfort zone, you know what I mean? Once he deals with all of that, once he let go of all of that, he has to go through this process of rethinking, of rewiring his thought process, of relearning everything, of how to see life totally different. Because let me tell you something, family. A caterpillar sees life totally different from a butterfly. A butterfly has a totally different perspective of life. A butterfly has a totally different perspective of the garden than a caterpillar do. You can't get butterfly perspective being a caterpillar. As a butterfly, you're able to transcend ground, you're able to elevate and go high. And now you get a bigger picture, you get a clearer picture of what's going on, of what life is really like, of what the garden is really like. But in order to get that in order to get that butterfly perspective, you have to go through that process. You have to go through that transition. You have to go through that purging. You have to go through the purging. And what is the purging? The purging is the letting go. The purging is the releasing of all of the attachments, everything that you hold on to so tight. You know what I mean? It's the releasing of all of that. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and she was telling me about these different, as she was going through some shadow work, and just different things that was taking place to her body, just like rashes and stuff that was coming on the outside, and it was like a food allergy almost, and she was tripping out on that, you know what I mean? Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And as I was reading her text, I was like just smiling to myself because I just finished meditating, and I could hear God saying to me, let her know as she releases all of that stuff, all of that negativity, all those toxins. Look at how it's affecting her outer appearance. Look at how it's affecting her skin on the outside. Now, imagine she's just getting a glimpse of what all of those toxins, all of those, that trauma was doing to her inwardly. All of the stuff that she was holding on to, all the stuff that we hold on to, all the insecurities, all the trauma, the drama, you know what I mean? The self-hate, the self-doubt, the self-sabotaging, the man, I'm ugly, the I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm da-da-da-da, all the stuff that we do, to tear ourselves down. Man, all of that stuff is destroying us on the inside. Stay with me. I'm still talking about the caterpillar. So, in order to release that, in order to become the beautiful, graceful butterfly, that's capable of spreading its wings and just flying, in order to do that, man, there's so much that we have to let go of. You can't do that holding on to all that crap. You can't do that holding on to your old way of living, your old way of believing. That stuff holds you down. That stuff traps you to this earth. That stuff traps you to this third dimensional thinking. You know what I mean? Man, we have to elevate. We have to elevate. And in order to elevate, family, you got to go through this process. And that process is isolation. And what I mean, isolate, you got to go through your cocoon stage. Your cocoon stage is just the releasing and getting rid of all those old things. But at the same time, as you get rid of all those things, you receive new things. You get rid of all those old beliefs. You let go of all that baggage. And as you release all of that, as you let go of all of that, man, you're growing wings. You're growing your wings, family. I'm excited, just thinking about just this metaphor. You know what I mean? It's mind boggling to me. It's crazy because I'm always talking about, man, there's so much that we can learn from nature. If we would just humble ourselves, if we would just get outside of our old way of thinking, outside of our arrogance, outside of our, I got it all figured out and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. You know what I mean? Once we get rid of all that crap and humble ourselves and become a student of nature, man, there's so much we can learn. There's so much that we're going to do, that we're going to be able to accomplish. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to grow our wings and man, just transcend this life. All that we know, all that we're capable of. And people are going to be mad. People are going to be hateful. People are going to be jealous and woo-doo. It is what it is. You got to let go of all that. You got to be willing to let go of all that. Man, you can stay on the ground if you want to. You can stay in the third dimension if you want to. You can stay down here with all this petty, stupid stuff, this jealousy, this religion, this politics. You know what I mean? All this craziness. You can stay here if you want to. You can stay living and talking about all this stuff and who comparing yourself to everybody else and who got what and whoop-de-whoop and how much money you make and blah, 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 blah. Man, you could talk all this stuff if you want to. You can live this way if you want to. Man, I didn't come here for this. You know what I mean? I didn't come here for this. Man, family, we talk about, I've talked about, especially you chosen ones, I've talked about, man, is breakthrough. We're about to blow up. In order to blow up, you got to let go of those things. You got to receive your wings. You got to let go of those old things in order to receive your wings. You can't fly until you get your wings. You can't get your wings until you go through that isolation, until you go through that loneliness. You know what I mean? And so often, so many of us, we get discombobulated. We get stuck in that loneliness. You know what I mean? We get frustrated and, man, we can't handle it. So we go back to our old ways because we're comfortable there. So we go back hanging out with everybody else. We go back smoking and drinking and partying and clubbing and hoeing and all the stuff that we know because they're comfortable in that. We go back to work and church and all that other stuff because we're comfortable there. We could do that. You know what I mean? We've done that. And so we stop our growth and development because we'd rather be comfortable. My hope and prayer is that you embrace the season you're in. You embrace this loneliness. You embrace this frustration. You embrace the rejections of everybody else and all this other stuff. People walking out of your life, people turning on you, and all this madness. Man, embrace it for what it is. It's not that you're not acceptable. It's not that you're not loved. It's not any of that negative stuff. You know what I mean? It's not that you should go back to being how you were. No, embrace it, understanding that, man, I'm going into my season. I'm going into the season of, man, I'm losing all these things. All these people are walking away on purpose. I'm losing these jobs. I'm losing these things. Why? Because these things are holding me back. These things are stopping me from growing. These things are stopping me from going into my cocoon to where I can get my wings. We're getting our wings, family. We're getting our wings. Man, how can you not be excited about that? How can you not be just like, man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Man, pop your collar. You done it. You've done the work. Don't give up now. You've done the work. Man, just sit back and, man, it's a vacation. You know what I mean? It's a vacation. Sit back and just lay there. Whatever you got to do. Tears coming down your eyes, man. Let them come. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Don't give up now. Don't go back to what you know. You know what I mean? That's a trap. That's a trap. Don't go back there. You know what I mean? That's going to stunt your growth and development. That's to stop you from getting your wings. You know what I mean? Man, lay there in your loneliness. Lay there in your darkness. Lay there in your isolation. Lay there in your rejection and all that other stuff. Because although they're rejecting you, God is projecting you. God is elevating you. You know what I mean? They're mad at you. They're hating on you. Woo-doo. And God is saying, I love you. God is saying, man, you the one. You the one. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. Come on. I got some wings for you. I got some wings for you, but in order to get these wings, you got to let go of that girl right there. In order to get these wings, you got to let go of that nappy head right there. You know what I mean? In order to get these wings, you got to let go of that job right there. In order to get these wings, you got to let go of your religious beliefs. You know what I mean? In order to get these wings, you got to let go of that drama and that chaos and that trauma. You know what I mean? In order to get these wings, you got to come spend some time with me. In order to get these wings, you need to come sit down and meditate with me. In order to get these wings, come on into this cocoon with me. Come on into this cocoon with me. And just lay here for a little bit. Let me get rid of all this stuff from you. Let me purge you of all of this madness. Let me purge you of all this chaos and trauma and drama so that I could give you your wings. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.